Right now, your brain is doing something that might be quietly destroying your future. As you listen to these words, your mind is likely scanning for what is wrong. It is looking for problems. It is searching for things that are broken. This feels natural to you. It feels like you are being responsible. But this habit is the primary reason most people stay stuck. A tiny percentage of the population rises to extraordinary levels of success. These people think differently. They do not view challenges the way you do. While most people are trapped in their problems, the ultra-successful focus on solutions. They use systematic and strategic thinking. They turn obstacles into massive opportunities. This is not just about staying positive. It is not about pretending that reality does not exist. It is about rewiring your biology. It is about changing how your mind operates at a fundamental level. By the end of this journey, you will understand why your current approach keeps you stuck. You will gain the exact framework used by world-class achievers. You will learn to turn any challenge into a stepping stone. The choice is between being a victim and being the architect of your own victory. Welcome to Elite Summaries. If you want to master your mind and achieve peak performance, make sure to subscribe and join our community. We provide the tools you need to transform your life through powerful insights. Today, we are deep diving into the science of solution-oriented thinking. Let us look at a hard truth. Your brain was designed for survival, not for success. It operates on ancient programming. This programming is a mismatch for our modern world. Your ancestors lived in a world of predators. They had to scan for threats constantly. If they saw a rustling bush, they assumed it was a tiger. This kept them alive. But today, that same mechanism is sabotaging your career and your happiness. When you face a challenge, your brain enters threat detection mode. It catalogs everything that could go wrong. Your energy is consumed by analysis paralysis. You loop through worst-case scenarios. Meanwhile, the actual solution stays invisible to you. Think about your last major struggle. How much time did you spend analyzing the problem? Most people spend days complaining or worrying. They talk about the issue with friends. They become experts on what is wrong. But they only spend a fraction of that time on a fix. This is the problem-focused trap. It exists in businesses and in relationships. People focus on why a partner is wrong instead of how to communicate better. Analyzing a problem feels productive. Your brain gets a hit of dopamine from the activity. You think you are making progress, but you are not. You are just getting better at seeing more problems. This creates a cycle of mediocrity. The more you focus on what is wrong, the more overwhelmed you feel. Feeling overwhelmed leads to inaction. Inaction leads to more problems accumulating. The cycle continues until you feel like a victim. However, extraordinary people have broken free from this. When they hit a wall, they don't ask why it's there. They ask how to get over it. They look for the fastest path forward. This is a neurological shift. Every time you focus on a problem, you strengthen the pathways of fear. Every time you focus on a solution, you strengthen the pathways of creativity. You are training your brain to be a solution-generating machine. This is possible because of neuroplasticity. Your brain changes based on what you give it. If you focus on growth, you become a growth-oriented person. The stakes are incredibly high for your future. To override your biology, you must understand the negativity bias. Your brain weighs negative information much more than positive information. Research shows it takes 5 positive experiences to balance 1 negative one. Your brain pays more attention to danger than to safety. In the past, this was a superpower. Today, your brain cannot tell the difference between a predator and a work deadline. A difficult conversation feels like a life or death situation. This triggers stress hormones like cortisol. It shuts down your creative centers. This is the problem-focused loop. Once your brain decides something is a problem, it looks for evidence to confirm it. This is called confirmation bias. If you think your job is bad, you will only see the negative coworkers. You will ignore the benefits. The problem seems to grow larger and more complex. It feels like the solution is moving further away. Modern society makes this worse. The news and social media feed on your worry. They show you what is wrong with the world to keep you clicking. You are swimming in a sea of negativity. But the top 1% know this is just programming. Programming can be changed. Your brain is a muscle. If you exercise solution finding, you will become an expert at it. The solution-focused mindset is a different operating system. It starts with a huge assumption. Every problem contains the seeds of its own solution. This does not mean every fix is easy. It means the data you need is hidden inside the challenge. Problem-focused people see obstacles. Solution-focused people see information. When a winner hits a snag, they change their questions. Instead of asking why this is happening, they ask what they can learn. Instead of saying it is impossible, they ask what would make it possible. Your brain is like a search engine. The questions you ask determine the results you get. If you ask why you are failing, your brain will find 100 reasons. If you ask how you can win, it will find a path. This shift creates an internal locus of control. You stop believing that external factors decide your fate. You start believing your choices are the primary driver of your results. This is the growth mindset. Challenges are not threats to be avoided. They are opportunities to develop new skills. When you face something hard, say the word yet. I don't know how to do this yet. That one word changes everything. It turns a wall into a temporary hurdle. Successful people do not quit when they see an obstacle. They view obstacles as a curriculum. Every setback is just data for course correction. Every failure is feedback for improvement. This requires a belief called solution efficacy. It is the conviction that a solution exists and you can find it. Look at human history. Every invention exists because someone refused to accept a problem as final. The airplane was built because people didn't believe humans couldn't fly. The internet was built because people didn't believe communication was too hard. Most limits are contextual and temporary. They are not absolute truths. When you view an obstacle as a puzzle, you feel curiosity. Curiosity opens up your mental resources. Anxiety shuts them down. By choosing curiosity, you gain access to your highest level of intelligence. To get results, you need a systematic framework. You cannot just hope for a good idea. You need a repeatable process. The first step is acknowledging the problem without drowning in it. Define the issue in factual terms. Do not add emotional drama. Instead of saying your life is a disaster, say your income decreased by a certain amount. This prevents the threat detection system from taking over. The second step is a resource inventory. Take stock of what you have. This includes money, skills, and time. But it also includes relationships and past experiences. Look for assets you haven't considered. This shifts your brain from scarcity to abundance. When you focus on what you have, you see connections you missed before. The third step is systematic brainstorming. Most people stop after one or two ideas. You must generate many options. Separate your creative mode from your analytical mode. During brainstorming, no idea is too crazy. Ask what you would do if money were no object. Ask what an expert in a different field would do. Push past the obvious thoughts. The best solutions are rarely the first ones. The fourth step is evaluation and selection. Now, switch to your analytical brain. Use criteria like cost, time, and likelihood of success. Rate your ideas on a simple scale. This keeps you from being swayed by emotions. The fifth step is implementation with tracking. Identification is not the goal. Action is the goal. Create a plan with deadlines. Treat your first attempt as an experiment. Track your progress. If it isn't working, iterate. This framework turns a chaotic struggle into a strategic process. For complex challenges, you need advanced strategies. One of these is systems thinking. Most problems are symptoms of a larger system. If you are always late, don't just work harder. Look at your entire workflow. Look at how you prioritize. The solution is often a design change, not more effort. You don't need more willpower. You need a better system. Another strategy is constraint theory. Every system is limited by its weakest link. Find that one bottleneck and focus all your energy there. Often, the constraint is internal. It might be a limiting belief or lack of a specific skill. Elevate that constraint, and the whole system moves faster. You should also use solution stacking. Complex problems require multiple small fixes working together. Break your goals into tiny pieces. Solve each piece. Look for solutions that have spillover effects. A solution that solves 3 problems at once is a gold mine. You can also use solution modeling. Do not start from scratch. Study how others solved similar issues. Look for the principles, not just the tactics. Tactics change, but principles are universal. Finally, use solution evolution. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Use rapid prototyping. Test a low-cost version of your idea. Gather data and improve it. This is how you tackle the unknown. To make this automatic, you must reprogram your habits. Use the solution interrupt. The moment you catch yourself complaining, stop. Ask what one thing you can do right now to improve things. This forces a shift from analysis to action. Practice solution priming. Surround yourself with stories of innovation. Read biographies of people who overcame the odds. Watch content that highlights human achievement. Your environment shapes your thinking. Unfollow people who only complain. Follow those who offer solutions. Change your language. Replace "I can't" with "How might I?" Your words are the architects of your reality. Visualization is also a key tool. Your brain has trouble distinguishing between a vivid imagination and reality. Spend 5 minutes a day seeing yourself solve problems. Feel the confidence. Hear the right questions being asked. This mental rehearsal makes the actual process feel natural. Design your physical space to trigger resourcefulness. Keep reminders of your past wins visible. Find an accountability partner. Share your commitment to solution-oriented thinking. Social reinforcement accelerates your growth. When you talk about solutions, you inspire others to do the same. One of the most powerful skills you can have is reframing. This is the ability to see a problem as an opportunity. It is not about pretending. It is about looking for the hidden advantage. Every situation has multiple interpretations. The one you choose determines your emotional state. When you hit a challenge, do an opportunity scan. Ask what this situation can teach you. Ask how this experience can make you stronger. If you lose a job, you can focus on the loss, or you can focus on the chance to find a better career path. Both are true, but only one gives you power. Look for competitive advantages. Most people respond to a crisis by trying to survive. Winners use a crisis to leap ahead. When the economy is down, smart businesses improve their systems. They acquire talent that others are letting go. They use the pressure to grow. View challenges as investments in your character. Every problem solved makes you more capable. The resources you gain usually exceed the effort you put in. This changes your relationship with difficulty. You start to seek out challenges because you want to grow. You realize that timing is often perfect, even when it feels bad. A setback can be the perfect time to reassess your priorities. Restructure your inner narrative. Stop telling victim stories where things happen to you. Start telling hero stories where you are the protagonist. You are the person who faces a struggle and triumphs. This changes your brain chemistry. It releases neurotransmitters that enhance your motivation. Communication is also vital. Most people use words to amplify a drama. They describe problems in great detail. This spreads negativity and drains energy. Solution-focused communication builds momentum. Acknowledge the problem briefly, then move to the fix. Use the 3-to-1 rule. For every minute you spend on the problem, spend 3 minutes on the solution. Ask questions that stimulate creativity in others. Instead of asking who messed up, ask how the team can get back on track. This creates psychological safety. It allows people to take risks and think clearly. When you communicate this way, your reputation changes. You become the person everyone wants to work with. You become a leader. True confidence comes from solution mastery. It is not false bravado. It is the knowledge that you can handle whatever comes your way. This creates an upward spiral. The more you solve, the more confident you feel. To build this, use deliberate challenge progression. Seek out tasks that are just outside your comfort zone. Aim for a success rate of about 70 to 80%. This keeps you growing without breaking your spirit. Keep a solution journal. Document your wins and the lessons you learned. When you face a hard day, read your journal. It provides evidence of your competence. Diversify your skills. The more tools you have, the more options you see. Recontextualize failure. A failed attempt is just data. It tells you what doesn't work. Each no brings you closer to a yes. For truly impossible problems, use reverse engineering. Start at the finish line and work backward. What had to happen right before you succeeded? This reveals a path that isn't visible from the starting line. Use resource multiplication. Find ways to make your existing assets do more. Challenge every constraint. Ask if a limit is truly fixed or just assumed. Shift your perspective. Ask how a child or an artist would solve your problem. Collect different viewpoints until a path opens up. Integrate paradoxes. Don't choose between speed and quality. Figure out how to have both. This requires redefining the problem itself. To sustain this, you need a daily operating system. Most people start their day in reactive mode. They check their phones and consume other people's problems. This sets a negative tone. Solution-focused people protect their first hour. They use a morning solution session. They review their challenges and commit to specific actions. They visualize success. Throughout the day, they use a decision-making filter. They ask if a choice moves them toward a solution or deeper into a problem. In the evening, they do a review. They reflect on what worked and what didn't. This ensures that every day makes them smarter. They treat mental energy as a precious resource. They do their hardest thinking when they are most awake. They track their progress using both outcome and process metrics. They know that what gets measured gets managed. Finally, you must learn to scale this thinking. If you are a leader, model this behavior. Your team is watching how you handle stress. If you are calm and solution-oriented, they will be too. Redesign your meetings to focus on action. Hire people who demonstrate resourcefulness. Create systems for sharing solutions across your organization. When someone finds a better way, everyone should know about it. This creates a collective capability. Your entire culture becomes resilient. This is how you change organizations and communities. In high-pressure situations, use pressure breathing. Calm your nervous system to keep your creative brain online. Rapidly iterate your solutions. In a crisis, a good plan now is better than a perfect plan later. Mobilize your stakeholders. People are often more willing to help when the stakes are high. Maintain a future focus. Don't make desperate moves that solve a problem today, but ruin your reputation tomorrow. You are now equipped to live beyond problems. You understand that your future is not determined by what happens to you. It is determined by how you respond. This knowledge is only powerful if you use it. Start with the very next challenge you face. Don't let this be just another interesting idea. Make it your identity. You are no longer someone who has problems. You are someone who finds solutions. You are the architect of your results. This path leads to a life of extraordinary impact. The world needs people like you. It needs people who see possibilities where others see walls. Your journey to mastery starts now. Choose progress. Choose action. Choose solutions. Your future is waiting for you to create it.